In previous video, we have talked about transport of gases. In that, transport of oxygen, transport of carbon dioxide, we have seen. So now you all understood that how oxygen transport in our body from alveoli to tissue, and what happened in tissue, you know. After that, tissue to alveoli, that means carbon dioxide. How does carbon dioxide transported in our body, you know, from the tissue to alveoli? So that all the things you all understood I think. The next today we are going to see about regulation of respiration. Regulation of respiration. So it is end of the chapter, because it is the last topic, regulation of respiration, and another one we have, that is disorder of respiratory system. So if we complete the two topics, subtopics, that means the chapter will be over. So far we have seen many things about lungs, that means respiratory system. The next mechanism of breathing, and next exchange of gases, how gas will be exchanged in our body. The next transportation of gases. Now we are going to see regulation of respiration. It is part 5, because already we have completed part 1 to part 4. Now part 5. The part 5 is the last video in this chapter. Which chapter? Chapter 17. Okay, breathing and gases, exchange of gases. Breathing and exchange of gases. So the subtopic is, which we are going to see today, that is regulation of respiration. Regulation of respiration. So now we know what is respiration. Next, how the gas will be exchanged in our body. The next, how it is transported from alveoli to tissue. Then from tissue to alveoli, thus we know how it is regulated. Because respiration rate we have, because all the one, we are not doing respiration same. That we have differentiation. The rate of respiration is differentiation. So how it is regulated? Who is going to regulate the respiration? Because sometimes the breathing rate is high, sometimes breathing rate is low. Who is responsible for that? That is we are going to see. Regulation of respiration with that, actually we have respiration rhythm. Respiration rhythm. That respiration rhythm, it is moderate. It is what? Moderate. Because it will be changed. Whenever it is necessary, the respiration will be high. Whenever it is necessary, respiration will be low. So it is moderate. It is done by that respiration rhythm is moderate. It is done by neural system. It is done by neural system. Neural system, that means you know, it is nervous system. So the nervous system only responsible for regulation of respiration. Okay, right. Here, sir, how it is moderate? Why it is moderate? It is based on the needed. Based on the needed or demand. So based on the demand, the nervous system would change the respiration rhythm. Whenever it is breathing rate is high. Whenever it is necessary, unnecessary, breathing rate is low. Right. So which region, which organ is responsible for regulation of respiration? Which means brain. In brain, which part is responsible? That means medulla as well as pons. So those parts in brain are responsible. In that medulla and pons, that we have one center. That center is particularly is responsible for the regulation of respiration. One is medulla. It is respiratory rhythm center. Respiratory rhythm center. Then in pons we have pneumotaxic center. Pneumotaxic center. So in brain we have medulla and pons. It is in hindbrain. You know, in brain we have three main pons: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. In hindbrain we have medulla and pons. In that part we have regulation of respiration center. One is respiratory rhythm center. It is in medulla. Then pneumotaxic center, which is present in pons. Those centers are responsible for regulation of respiration. Sir, how these parts detect the carbon dioxide, whether it is low or high? How it will detect? That means that we have one chemosensitive area is present here near medulla, then we have chemosensitive area. So near medulla, that we have chemosensitive area. That area which detect if carbon dioxide level is high in blood, that means that area sending message to the respiratory rhythm center and pneumotaxic center. Okay, that sensitive area, chemosensitive area, sending message to respiratory rhythm center and pneumotaxic center. When carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions level is high, when carbon dioxide plus hydrogen ions is high level, it is recognized, then sending message to the center. Then that respiratory rhythm center and pneumotoxic center, which take necessary adjustment, which is giving necessary adjustment. So then what happened? The breathing rate is increased, that means respiration rate is increased, carbon dioxide which will be eliminated. Carbon dioxide is eliminated. If suppose one example I will tell you, when you go for jogging or when you go for running, our breathing rate is high, you know. Why? Because of oxygen also needed by our cells. More than that, our cells are doing what? Respiration. End of the respiration process, it will reduce carbon dioxide. Those carbon dioxide which need to be released from our body because it is very dangerous. If it is accumulated in our body, then it make the level of carbon dioxide. Then it is sending message to the respiratory rhythm center and the pneumotaxic center. Then it is taking necessary adjustment. What adjustment that means? The breathing rate is increased. So that's why we are doing inhale and exhale very fast while we are running or jogging. So what happens whenever we do breathing, whenever we do respiration is high, that means the carbon dioxide is eliminated. Whenever we breathe out, what it has happened? The carbon dioxide should be eliminated. So that like the respiration of regulation is happened. Here they will ask one question: who is responsible of regulation of respiration in the brain? That means in medulla respiratory rhythm center, in pons pneumotaxic center is responsible. That like we can say. So which system is controlled regulation? Which system is controlled respiration rhythm? That means the neural system, nervous system. Okay, this like they will ask questions in this topic. The next one, another one area we have, that is aortic or, and next one aortic or, next one carotid. This is what? Carotid artery. In carotid artery. In aortic arm and carotid artery, where it is present? It is present in the heart. It is present in the heart. That blood vessels also have some receptors. That receptors detect the level of carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions. So that receptors also sending message to the respiratory rhythm center and the pneumotoxic center. So it will take necessary adjustment and our breathing rate is increased. So the carbon dioxide is eliminated. So based on the carbon dioxide only our breathing rate will be decreased or increased. Okay, right. So this is about regulation of respiration. I hope you all understood that. Next, the last topic is disorder of respiratory system. So our next topic is disorders of respiratory system. So in digestive system, when we have seen digestive system, in that system also there we have some disorder. I think indigestion, diarrhea, vomiting. So like that we have seen some disorders. So here also we will see some disorders in the respiratory system. That is, first one is asthma. First one is what? Asthma. So what is asthma? Here what it is happened? That means it is difficult in breathing. Difficult in breathing, then which cause wheezing. Which cause what? Wheezing. Difficult in breathing and which cause what? Wheezing. Then how it is happen? Due to inflammation inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles. Bronchi plus bronchioles. So due to inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles, we have difficulty in breathing that cause wheezing. That is called as asthma. This is one disorder of respiratory system. The next one after asthma, next one is emphysema. It is what? Emphysema. Emphysema. The emphysema, it is chronic disorder. It is chronic disorder. The next alveolar wall is damaged here. Alveolar wall is damaged. Alveolar wall is damaged. So the breathing difficulties happen. Difficulty in breathing. So alveolar wall is damaged. That means, the gaseous exchange is happen in only where? In the alveoli. If the wall is damaged, that means definitely difficulty in breathing is happening. Sir, how it is? Here, due to inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles, asthma is happening. Here, next one, emphysema. How does it happen? Which will cause? That means smoking of cigarette. Smoking cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes. Due to that, what happened? The emphysema disease will cause. It is caused by smoking cigarette. So the alveolar wall is damaged. So breathing in difficulties happen. The next one, third one is occupational respiratory disorder. Occupational respiratory disorder. It is who is working in industry. Some people, because I think working in industry. Which industry? Stone breaking industry. Stone breaking industry. In stone breaking industry, I think that we have lot of dust. If one person is working for a long time in this industry, that means in stone breaking industry, what happened? That dust is giving inflammation. That dust giving what? Inflammation in lungs. So it is doing one formation. So the formation of fibrous tissue. That is called as fibrosis. Okay, this is nice. So the inflammation has happened whenever they are working in industry. What industry? Stone breaking industry for a long time. That means that dust will be deposited in our lungs. So the inflammation has happened. So long time exposure, which is doing formation of fibrous tissue. Fibrous tissue actually is one of the connective tissue. That connective tissue formed in the lungs. So that position, that damage is called as fibrosis. It is called as what? Fibrosis. Formation of fibrous tissue is called as fibrosis. If fibrosis has happened, what happened? Lung will be damaged. Lungs damages happen. That means breathing difficult happen. So it is also one of the disorder. It is not occupational respiratory disorder. How can we avoid this? Those who are working stone breaking industry, that means we should wear mask. So wearing mask, we can avoid this disorder. Okay. So 3 disorders we have seen so far. So now chapter is completed. In this chapter we have discussed about human respiratory system and the different respiratory system in different animals, and next exchange of gases, then respiratory volumes and capacities we have seen, and transportation of gases, that means transport of oxygen, transport of carbon dioxide, then mechanism of breathing we have seen, then disorders of respiratory system and regulation of respiration. So we have completed the chapter. Now I hope you all understood how we are taking atmospheric oxygen, how it is getting inside, then gases exchange where it has happened. Exchanging gases exchange part, conducting part, conducting part from the nostril to alveoli, that means bronchioles. Alveoli, it is end of the bronchioles. So what happened? Alveoli is the exchange part. So it is doing what? Gaseous exchange. Then diffusion is happened. Then it is transported to the blood. Then blood is carried what? The oxygen, and it is getting inside of the tissue. Then there, what type of processes happen? Catabolic processes happen, that is respiration. Then it is released. End of the catabolic process, we are getting what? Carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide again taken by the blood. Then it is reached to alveoli. Then it goes to where? In the atmosphere. Then regulation of respiration. The respiration is regulated by 2 areas, medulla and pons. The next, finally, disorders of respiratory system. Asthma, then emphysema, then occupational respiratory disorder. I hope you all understood that this chapter is important as well as it is very easy. It is very interesting also. Again, today we are going to start one new lesson, that is chapter 18. Okay, body fluid and circulation. Body fluid and circulation. That is chapter 18. So that is we are going to see now. Next, we are going to see one new chapter. This chapter is chapter 18. Chapter 18. The chapter name is Body, Fluids and Circulation. Body fluid and circulation. In this chapter, this is part 1. This is what? Part 1. Okay. So far we have completed two chapters in unit 5. That means in animal physiology we have completed two chapters. Chapter 16, digestion and absorption. Chapter 17, that is what? Breathing and exchange of gases. So now we are entered into body fluids and circulation. So you see here, first we talk about digestion. So nutrients is very important for our body because food only giving energy. So first we talk about food. Next, food and oxygen, which is involved together, that means combined together. Then it is release carbon dioxide and energy. So when the oxygen and nutrients are closed together, that means that is involved in the process, the carbon dioxide are produced and mainly energy is produced. So here now we are going to talk about who is going to transport the oxygen and the nutrients to the cells. Because when cells are receive nutrients and oxygen, that means it is doing for the process. But who is going to give that nutrients and oxygen? That means here we have one transport system. Okay. So here what system is involved? That means circulatory system. Circulatory system. So circulatory system involved in the transportation. What it is transport? It transport gases, okay, and waste materials, okay. Then water molecules. Then in circulatory system that we have RBC, WBC, it is doing some functions and platelets also present. So what it is present? Actually circulatory system consists heart. What it is transporting? Gases, waste material, water. What it consists in circulatory system? That means heart, blood and blood vessels. So here you see blood is what? It is one fluid which transport all the things. So what is the function of heart? That means it is pumping. So it is pump the blood. Then the blood is enclosed in. That means which is transported in blood vessels. So like our pipe, you know, in school or colleges or in our home, there we have tap, you know, pipe. So in pipe, what it is present inside the pipe, the water is transferred. There it is doing transportation. So here the blood vessels like a pipe. So that which consists of what? Blood. So the blood is doing transportation. What it is transport? Which means gases, waste materials and water molecules. Then which is pumping the blood. That means the heart will pump the blood. So that's why it is moving one place to one place. That means circulated. Okay. When it is circulated, that means fully in our body it is circulated. So that's why it is called as circulatory system. Then we have one study. Those who are going to study about heart, I mean it is cardiology. Those who are studying about heart, they call it as cardiology. It is one branch of biology. Those who are specialists in heart, they call it as cardiologist. They call it as what? Cardiologist. So in this lesson, we are going to see many things. But about circulatory system we must know. So now we know what are the organs are present in the system, what it is transport we know, and studying about one study we have, that is a branch of biology, that is cardiology. Those who are specialists in heart, they call it as cardiologist. In this lesson, what are the subtopics we have, what we are going to study, that is I will try to put. Because without transport system, the nutrients and gases, and next what? The waste materials, then water molecules. Here I did not write what nutrients. Yes, it is transported nutrients, gas, waste material, and next what? Water molecules, it is transported. If it is not transported, that means we could not get energy as well as we could not eliminate the waste materials. Okay, it is accumulated in our body. Then it is create what? Toxic situation. So what we are going to study in this chapter in body fluids and circulation. That means first one we are going to see about blood. Second one about limb. Third one circulatory pathway. Then double circulation. Then regulation of cardio activity. Then disorders of circulatory system. So that we have how many subtopics? 6 subtopics we have. All the one we will see in detail. First we are going to see about blood. Before starting the blood, I want to say something. In lower organisms also transportation is happen. In higher organism also we have transportation. In lower organism, example sponges and coelacanths, it is doing the transportation. It is done by water, because then we have body cavities. Through the body cavity, the water which is moving inside and outside, so the circulation is happening, so the transportation is happening. But in higher organisms, all the materials, like we say waste materials and nutrients and gases, that should be transported from one place to another place in our body. So that is done by fluid. It is what? Connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue. So for fluid connective tissue, one example is blood. Fluid connective tissue is one example is blood. It is, we are going to see about blood. Blood is what? Connective tissue. Connective tissue. This is fluid in nature. In that fluid, what it is present? Connective tissue actually fluid in nature, so it is fluid matrix we can find. Fluid matrix. In that fluid matrix, we have plasma as well as formed elements formed elements are present. Plasma is 55% of plasma present in blood. 55% plasma is present in blood. So in blood 50% of plasma is present. In plasma we have water content and proteins. Water content is 92% is present, that is water. 6 to 8% proteins are present. 6 to 8% proteins are present. So blood, it is fluid matrix, it is connective tissue. Then we have plasma and formed elements that mean RBC, WBC, platelets. And in plasma we have 55% in blood we have 55% of plasma is present. And next in that plasma we have 92% water and 6 to 8% proteins. What are the proteins are present? One is fibrinogen. Second one is globulins. And next albumins. So three types of proteins are present in blood. One is fibrinogen, globulins and albumins. Fibrinogen involved in the clotting, blood clotting. It is what? Blood clotting. Then globulins in defense. It is involved. The next one, albumin present for osmotic balance. So three type of proteins are present that is involved in some work. That is fibrinogen for blood clotting and globulins for defense mechanism and albumins for osmotic balance. The next one, some minerals also present. Some minerals also present in the blood. What are the minerals? Which means sodium ion, then calcium ion, then magnesium ion, then bicarbonate, then chloride. So these minerals are present: sodium ion, calcium ion, magnesium ion, bicarbonate, then chloride. The minerals also which is present in the blood. The next one, and glucose, amino acids also present. So minerals as well as glucose, amino acids, then some amount of lipids, etc. So these all the things present in blood. Okay. Then some factors involved in the blood clotting. Some factors that mechanism of blood clotting in future we will see. Some factors involved in the mechanism, blood clotting mechanism. Factors involved in blood clotting. Actually, it is inactive stage. It is inactive. That factors is present in the blood, but it is inactive because when the blood vessels are damaged or tissues are damaged, that means it is activated. That mechanism we will see afterwards. So without these factors, that plasma is known as serum. So without the factors is called it as serum. Okay. So it is about the blood. I hope you all understood that. It is chapter 18. First subtopic is blood. Blood is very important for transport. It is present in higher organisms. It is fluid in nature, which consists of plasma and formed elements. Then in blood we have 55% plasma. Then in plasma we have 90% water and 60-80% protein. Okay, remaining 45% we have elements, formed elements, RBC, WBC, platelets, some proteins, minerals, and glucose, amino acid, lipids, some factors involved in the blood clotting. These all the things fulfill the 100% of blood. Okay, right. I hope you all understood that. Then go through the NCERT book. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. You can ask some questions. And next one, please concentrate on videos. Thank you very much.